Music Multiverse listeners, welcome to Beyond Your Radio. Yes, that's right. It's time for Album Wars. This one was put off. That's right. The two sides could not agree on a meeting time to try to destroy each other on the side of a mountain. No, I don't know. Things get in the way, but we'll get there. Here we are, Album Wars, the Battle of Purple. And when we talk about purple, who are we talking about? We're talking about Prince and Deep Purple. It's probably as purple as it gets. All right. So, legendary English rock band Deep Purple, founded by Rob Evans and guitarist Ritchie Blackmore. Obviously, Ritchie Blackmore is kind of known for Rainbow, too. And there's this intermingling of Rainbow and White Snake, like this incestual spin of artists that keep going in and out. Ew. All right. Evans led the first three albums in vocals, and then Ian Gillan comes in. And I don't know, you can war and talk about it, but Gillan is the front man of this band in total number of albums versus everybody else. Ian Gillan does his thing, and basically at about 1973, he's exhausted. He says it's because of the touring and the management. But some people say Ritchie Blackmore and him didn't get along. So he exits. And here we go with the Whitesnake thing. Hey, David Coverdale, when he saw an ad in the paper for that Deep Purple needed a singer. Hey, I'll throw my hat in the ring. And his hat was purple at the time. No. So he winds up becoming the lead singer for Burn. 1974, cool album cover. Stormbringer, that wasn't a bad album cover. And then Come Taste the Band. Now, sometimes their album covers and their names of their albums sucked. I don't know where they came up with their names. Let me just go through the names. That way you can have fun with this right at this point. Yeah, Doobies. Shades of Deep Purple, 1968. So just shades of it. You're not quite there. You don't know what you're doing, but yeah, shades of deeper. Book of the Taliesin. Not the Talisman, Taliesin. I was going to look it up, but I'm too busy. Deep Purple. Hey, finally. Name it after your band. Good job. Deep Purple in rock. Okay, where were you supposed to be? In anti-folk? Fireball in 1971. Machine Head in 72. Who Do We Think We Are in 1973? Was the Who involved? Did they want to? I don't know what was going on there. Burn, 1974. Love that album cover. Actually, Stormbringer. That also had David Coverdale. Come Taste the Band. So everyone's in a wine glass. Perfect Strangers, where Ian Gillan returns. He does the House of Blue Light. I almost said the House of Blues. Oh, I know. Yeah, a House of Blue Light. And then he says, you know what? I'm out on Slaves and Monsters. I don't know what you're doing there. So Lynn Turner comes in for that stint. Battle rages on. Gillan's back. Perpendicular. I get it, but it should have been Purplendicular. Shouldn't it have been?
Yeah.
Ian Gillan again. Abandoned in 1998, but Ritchie Blackmore, he's out. He's out. And in comes. Now, this wasn't, I don't think this is White Snake. But hey, Kansas said, "Yeah, we don't want our guitarist anymore." Steve Morris, come on over. You know this. And Kansas, that's not an English band, is it?
No.
No. So, well, hey, now there's this bridge. Now we're coming across the pond, stealing Americans. Abandoned. So that is that one, and then it's Bananas. Bananas. Yeah. That screams a rock band, doesn't it? That's got some pretty cool stuff on it. And it is the only time another artist sang with Gillan.
Oh.
Anybody know who it was?
I do not.
Beth Hart.
Oh, I love it.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, she's my babe. I love it.
So only time. At that point, you get Rapture of the Deep. Now What in 2013. Infinite in 2017. Whoosh. Whoosh. A sound. Yeah. 2020. That's okay. The next jerk, he puts himself as a symbol. Turning to Crime in 2021, which are covers, which were pretty damn good, I thought. Wow. And then Equals One in 2020. That's right. Last year, Since 1968, this band has just been putting out album after album. Equals one. Apparently, their title wise, they thought that Godzilla minus one thing was cool. I don't know. All right, so they're up against the man who turned himself into a symbol. All right, now that's ballsy. The
Hey, I
man who
think
made
that's good.
purple beyond cool to wear to utilize to decorate your house to. He's a legendary guitarist. He's a soloist. He's an avant-garde musician, creator, multi-instrumentalist. He's done a variety of popular soundtrack works as solo artists. Now, there's no one on that's done that kind of stuff, generally speaking. Maybe Neil Young could be said for that for Dead Man, that with Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a couple of others, but these were popular records that were actually sold, not collector's items. As well as albums that in completely there's one album in his collection that's completely instrumental, but obviously
Oh,
only people who were in the club would have known that at that time.
true.
Right. So basically from 1982 for more than a decade, he was the guitar hero. He was the funkiest guitar hero there was, R&B rock champion, and a Hendrix-like skills and production incredibility, right? So let's just list his 27 albums. Jeez. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? So For You in 1978, Prince in 1979, Dirty Mind in 1980. He does Controversy 81, 1999, in 1982. So not only that, he is a futuristic prophet in 1982, singing about 1999. He figures out there's actual Purple Rain in 1984, Around the World in a Day in 85, Parade in 1986. That's another actual soundtrack album. Sign of the Times, technically, yeah, could be 1987. Love Sexy, 1988. Batman in 1989, full-on soundtrack. Graffiti Bridge, 1990, full-on soundtrack. Diamonds and Pearls in 91. Love Symbol album. Yeah, that's, when he turned himself into a symbol. Yeah, he did that in 92.
Okay.
In 1994. The Black album in 1994, although it wasn't released in 94, if I remember correctly. The Gold Experience in 95. Chaos and Disorder in 96. Emancipation in 1996. That album, I think, is 3 CDs, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it's 3 hours long.
Yes, I have it. I've
36
opened
songs,
it a couple of times, and I couldn't put it all back together. Crystal Ball in 1998. The Truth in 1998. So he's like just dropping all these records. 99, The Vault with Old Friends for Sale. Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic in 99, which actually has a remix album that came out the year after. Those are all covers. The Rainbow Children in 2001. One Night Alone in 2002, which is just piano and his vocals. Expectations 2003. That is the album that is completely and utterly instrumental. News in 2003. That was news to me. I never even heard of it when we were doing this.
Really?
Nope, didn't know that one. Musicology. It's not in my collection, so that's why. The Chocolate Invasion in 2004, not to be confused with Willy Wonka. The Slaughterhouse in 2004, 3121 in 2006, Planet Earth in 2007, Lotus Flower, but it has the 3 backwards E, whatever, 2009, MPL Sounds in 2009, 2010, it's 20 and 10 in 2010. So this is a guy that said the internet was dead. That was one of his quotes. The internet is dead. That word didn't work out in his Mectolactrum. Oh, my gosh.
Sounds like a medication that I see on
it's 2014.
commercials when I'm watching.
Hey, look it up.
Look it up.
Artificial Age in 2014, which I think he was trying to put other artists in, female, with Hit Run Phase 1, Hit Run Phase 2, and then finally in 2021, Welcome to America, which was basically posthumous, I would think. If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So,
yes, of course.
So there you have it. There's a long list. So the Battle of Purple, our panelists had to come up with 5 albums from Deep Purple and 5 albums from Prince out of that cornucopia of years and years and years of music. Oh, my. So
That's
on the
why it's
panel
been
tonight,
rescheduled.
yeah. On the Purple panel tonight, Pie is not her favorite symbol or movie. Damn, Deb Armitage Hicks Maloney. Since we're talking about symbols. Yeah, she's never done the bat dance in public, but I think it would change the world. Susie Q. All right. Yeah, he met the blind woman from Tokyo. She never saw him coming. Steve
Ah,
Scouten. Oh, it's too bad Alice couldn't be
good
here.
one.
He's still
I
trying to
know.
find Purple Rain, and he's never seen it either. So you can be the judge of that.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's
Crazy kid. These
crazy.
kids these days.
So let's start out with Deep Purple because, hey, age before symbol. Susie Q, Deep Purple, you're 5, or if you have anything to. Oh, and I just want to say I'm drinking a squirt,
Okay.
the only song title Prince didn't use. Okay.
Uh, how'd that work out for you?
Just fine. Better than Mountain
Funny.
Dew, isn't it? I don't know.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so Deep Purple for me, it's interesting because I had kind of memories of Deep Purple. I haven't really listened in a long, long time. Um, and mainly in high school, we used to have basketball net outside. And now that I think about it, we must have really annoyed our neighbors because we were out there quite late at night playing. But
You
and
need to go and apologize. Make amends.
yeah, well, they're all dead now. So
Oh,
but anyway, I did enjoy it at the time, and going back and listening through again, it was a little difficult to connect with a lot of it. I'm not saying I don't appreciate it,
mhm.
but anyway, so it was a little tricky for me on the Deep Purple side of things. It would probably take a few more times to listen through, maybe, and you know, go that route. But for this show,
Yeah.
I'll just in the order. I went with number 5, The House of Blue Light. Um, and I did these mainly based on like the songs that I recognize the most and
Mhm.
could speak.
Absolutely.
Number 4, I went with Who Do We Think We Are? Um, number 3, I went with Burn.
Nice.
And I really like David Coverdale.
I do too.
I do too.
He's actually pretty funny on Twitter. Look him up.
Is he?
Mhm.
Okay. Interesting.
number 2, Perfect Strangers.
Figured
Okay.
that was coming.
And number 1, Machine Head.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's go. Let's
Good.
go, Deb.
And
Deb,
Machine Head was really good. That was the most fun for me to listen to again. Okay.
Cool.
all right, Deb.
Oh, it's my turn. All right. Well, like Sue, maybe in a little different context. I actually lived through this, but I was a little bit younger. You know, I was born in 62, so I did have the fortunate situation where my cousins were all a lot older than me, and I've mentioned that before. It introduced me to some things when I was younger that maybe my dad wouldn't have liked, but they did anyway, undercover. Uh, so with this band, it's not a band that I gravitate back towards. I think maybe it became one of those things where there were too many changing out of the guard and it got boring for me. And, you know, I'm more like I applaud Zeppelin for calling it quits when they called it quits so that I could just have that little happy place for myself and not be confused with, like you said, how many albums there are. And so my 5 are really from closer to the beginning of their time. There is some different band members and stuff, but they go back a little bit further than all the newer ones that you mentioned, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
So my number 5 is Perfect Strangers. I think in 84, that's the last time I really listened to them. My musical taste had really changed. So doing this exercise, I could not go back and listen to 27 albums or whatever there were. And I went to the ones that I knew because I knew that they would still be my top 5, and that's where I put them. So I don't want you to think that I have a closed mind or anything, but I wanted to be able to speak from some personal experience here.
Yeah, it's tough.
Um,
It's tough in this many albums, you know.
yeah. So, title track, great. Knocking at Your Back Door, Hungry Dance. That, you know, and I think it had been 8 years
Yes.
since their previous album, which I was really looking forward to listening to this album because at that time I was listening to the other man on our list.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate them and have respect for their talent, their contributions, and who they influence. So there's no disputing that. All right. So my number 4 is Burn. Again, title track, lovely. Mistreated, very bluesy. You know, I'm a blues person, so I gravitate to that kind of stuff on their catalog. Um, the quintessential 70s song to me, You Fool No One, showcases their members, and that's what these bands have to do. So that's my number 4. Number 3 is Fireball. The title track again, very high energy out of the gate. That's, they get you hooked. And then they're pretty good at like changing it up a little bit and catching your attention and not getting bored, I guess. So on this album, I like No, 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 and Fools was a little bit more dynamic, haunting a little bit. And it was weird because listening to these albums, Mark, man, you're going decades. And I'm like, wow, I either do have Alzheimer's and I only remember the old stuff, or I don't have Alzheimer's because I still remember stuff. I don't know. We're gonna go with I don't have Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
What?
Number 2, number 2 is In Rock, which is one that Sue chose. Speed King, Child in Time. Probably this album was from 1970.
Mhm.
And even though I really like prog rock, I was introduced to a lot of prog rock after it had been out for a long time. Like I wasn't listening to Genesis when it first came out, and I wasn't listening to some of the earlier stuff, like even Pink Floyd. But this was a proggy song to me and plucky and kind of got me going, what is this? This is a little different than just, the other stuff that's out there. And I like the name of the song, Flight of the Rat. I mean, who doesn't? Crunchy guitar, Into the Fire was really driving and that rock that I'm surprised that Mr. Young isn't on the show because there's an awful lot of
I think
bands
he
Right.
he
was scared by Prince. I
likes.
think he was scared of Prince.
Well, a lot of people are, but it's an experience. And then, of course, number 1, and I think this is why this challenge at first I thought was so hard, but I went, I can talk about all this other stuff, but I already know what my number 1 album's going to be from both of these people.
Mm.
It's Machine Head. This album made kids want to not just play music or guitar, but just play instruments.
Yeah.
And I have 2 songs on this exercise where I could name that song in one note, and
Yeah.
everybody can name Smoke in the Water in one note on one note. But there's another bluesy song on there. Maybe I'm Leo. Is that what it's called? Maybe I'm Leo. It's bluesy. But then there's Highway Star and Space Truckin', and like you
Space
can't ever
trucking.
not unhear those songs. They're
Yeah.
very important. And whether you're a Deep Purple fan or not, like I said, you have to respect them and what they've done for music. And
Mhm.
I'm telling you, Christopher started playing guitar when he was 13, and the first thing he learned was Smoke on the
Smoke in the
Water.
water.
There's something
Yeah.
there. You too. There
That's
you
the
go.
only thing I know how to play.
I learned to play it on the piano. I'm such a nerd. Ding.
I I had to do the accordion, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, you are Polish. So those are my 5, kid.
All right, let's head on over to Steve and see what he's got on the Deep Purple side.
Okay. Deep Purple for me was kind of that band that was around while I was listening to AC/DC and
Yeah.
earmuffs for you, Deb. Rush and those bands, Zeppelin, that type of thing. But Deep Purple was
Sure.
always around, and as Mark put so well, and you get and Deb and Sue followed up with, they just have such a litany of great music.
Yeah.
And even through all the changes that Mark mentioned, they still, from that period of, 70 to, I don't, you're one of my albums is from the 80s, but that period in the 70s, kind of before Coverdale got there, I mean, they were a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And, so I'll run through mine quick. Number 5 for me is Who Do We Think We Are? You know, Woman from Tokyo.
Yep.
Is, you know, it's a classic. With number 4, I went with Fireball. The reason I've got Fireball's a decent album, but Fireball's there's 40 minutes of music on it, so it's not there's not a ton of stuff on it.
Yeah.
Good, but you know, if I'm buying an album in 1971, I'm not spending money on something that's 40 minutes long.
It's true.
My number 3, it was kind of a toss up. I had 2 there that I really liked, and I decided to go with Deep Purple and Rock.
Okay.
You know, Deb mentioned a lot of that, and I agree with you with Child in Time being prog rock. It kind of reminded me of the Velvet Underground a little bit.
Yes.
With that build up, and you know, kind of where it went from there. You know, great tune. Bloodsucker is another one. That's just a kicker, good tune. My number, what did I do? 1, 2. Yeah, my number 2. So it was between these 2 for who was going to be number 2, between Deep Purple and Rock, and I went with Perfect Strangers from '84. Knocking at Your Back Door is just a classic. I don't think that gets played enough by Deep Purple, to be honest with you. I think that's the one that kind of falls off the map. Yeah. But that was number 2, and Consensus with you ladies on that's just a great album. The ones everybody talks about don't really need to be mentioned. The one I really like is Lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy's got
a
really good tune. It's got that. You know, in going back and listening to it again, I hadn't heard it in years, but listening to it again, there's a bit of Emerson, Lake and Palmer at the start of it. There's kind of that, you know, not too much different than the prog rock of Child in Time. It's got that build up to it, which you know, a lot of Deep Purple stuff did. So, you know, other than, you know, kind of mix and match in 2 through 5, I'm with you guys on Machine Head. It's just it's a fantastic album.
Nice. Yeah, hard to beat. Against any album war that we did, I think it would be way up at the top, not just the purples. So makes it kind of a standby, right?
I could see why. Yep.
All right.
Oh, is this where it gets tough for you?
No.
You gotta.
Okay, so yes, Perfect Strangers. I watched that television show.
Not the same thing.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's my number 5. Yeah, that for the band to come back after its destruction, that kind of whittling away of it, because Blackmore didn't want to be in it because of this, and to come back with Blackmore, and to come back with Gillan and do what they did, they kind of got back where they were, but they were kind of aware of the time, and they gave it a little
refresh.
Oh, what was the 80s that theme? No, it's not theme rock. What the heck was it called back in the 80s?
It's
like that bad English and all that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They gave it that little.
Yeah, they're not hard rock, and they're not punk.
Yes.
Right.
And there's no prog.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
No.
Yep.
And to me, that's why. Okay. So in this exercise, I'm probably the only person in the panel that has gone all these albums and
yes.
Right. I was looking for something that said to me, we're not dead. We're not just doing this. All right. And I found it on every album. I did. Just some albums I found there's a little bit more. Okay. Although
that's impressive.
Equals 1. Ian Gillan, it's done, brother. Okay. Find a Robert Plant thing you can do, because those lines aren't getting hit. You can't. I know you want to do it, and you love what you do, and that's what it shows to me. These guys love what they do, and they make pretty good music together. Most in any way, shape, or there's no duds, really, to me. There's only good stuff. Even the covers when they did those.
And I think part of that, with the people that they kind of brought in to replace and stuff, still had that same. They chose wisely.
Coverdale
like
even got the one guy who was in Billy Cobham's band.
Okay.
You know, I said, you got to bring him in. He played him. He said, okay, great. We can keep because they wanted to end the band then. And Coverdale's like, I just got here. What are you doing?
Don't make it my fault.
Yeah. My number 4 is Burn. I love the tracks. That's a good album. I have it on CD and vinyl.
Wow.
I got it for $1.99 in vinyl. It's not in good condition. I'm not gonna be reselling it for anything. All right, my number 3, Deep Purple and Rock. I think if you put anything against the times, that album is really really good. Terrible title.
Yeah.
Album cover. You're an English band. What are you doing with that on your cover? I don't know. All right. This is where I'm out of the
Oh
loop.
my God. No, stop it.
My number 2 is Infinite.
Mm.
And I'm
Really?
going to
What year is
suggest to
that?
all of you
But
that you
what is
go and
that
listen to
year?
Infinite. That is from 2017.
Oh,
It
that's why
is-
I didn't.
It
Yeah.
is Deep Purple's Prague album. And it's
Really?
really, really good.
Mm.
And it
Okay,
might
we'll
be the last time that there was everything but the kitchen sink thrown in and the way they did
Okay.
it. The production on this. If they could have produced these other albums the way they produced Infinite, there would be these albums that we're talking about would be more than just classic. More people would be coming in to those. Perfect
Got it.
Strangers, could you see like a 20-year-old going, "Oh, can't let me hear that." Don't
Right.
think that's going to happen. Machine
Correct.
Head, yes, because it's got right? And of course my
Mhm.
number 1 is Machine Head. So but
Yeah.
and listen, I'm like I just
One
couldn't
point foretell the future.
I couldn't put it away. Infinite, I'm like, I wanted to have like the Stormbringer or
Mhm.
Who Do We Think We Are? But they're all good. But this, go back, do yourself a favor if you haven't.
Okay.
That's one that you should consider.
Okay.
Can I tell you what a taliesin is? So you,
Yes,
because you
please
asked.
do because I wasn't sure.
Okay, I have the Google at my fingertips, Mark, and we need to learn things. It's a deity of trickery in a fictional setting.
Well, okay, so a deity of trickery. Well, how fitting that we're now moving. Well, actually, before we do that, I should probably
We got it.
I should probably put the seat. No,
Oh, I should have waited.
We'll go to we'll go over and then I'll do the ranking when you guys are doing. So we'll go to Prince.
Okay.
And your 5 from Prince.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So
Ooh.
Sue, take it away.
All right. So Prince, I can't remember if you guys are talking about this while recording or not, but I too also, like Alex, have not seen the movie Purple Rain. Sorry, so
We-
sorry.
You got to come over and have an excuse to escape your family and come watch it with me.
Okay, Purple Rain. All right. So just putting that out there, I love and appreciate Prince. Obviously, he and the band they've had a million hits and some radio friendly and like dance to in the clubs, but then also just his more eclectic stuff that you don't have to appreciate it, but it's hard not to appreciate everything he did that maybe wasn't going to be a number 1 on Casey Kasem's countdown, but yeah. So Prince, for me, this is really kind of hard too, but I went number 5, Around the World in a Day.
Okay.
My number 4, I went with Batman.
Okay.
My number 3 was Sign of the Times.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, 1999.
Okay.
Yeah, that is so crazy, Mark. Were we at like St. John's? I don't even remember.
Yeah, that's so funny.
When
You're
that
so
came out.
young.
Were we at St. John's? What?
Where were we in 82? I don't even know.
Yeah. No, 82. That
You
was
were 10 years
That
old.
was St. That would be St. Mary's or yeah.
One of the saints.
One of the saints that kicked us all out.
That's so fitting.
Well, it was a big hit in Catholic school. So,
Oh yes. Yes,
and-
huge hit.
and number 1, Purple Rain.
Okay.
Even though I didn't see it.
Yeah. It's okay. The movie's not that astounding.
No, it's not.
My gray boombox.
You know, if you look at motorcycle ride movies, because there's a lot of motorcycle riding.
Yeah,
in this movie,
there is.
but it's all in very short frame
Yeah,
because
he can't drive it.
an easy rider, they look like they can ride. In
Yes,
Purple Rain, he looks like Mr. Magoo.
he does. He looks like he's just wiping out in a wet puddle.
Oh my gosh.
Don't ruin
All
it for
right.
me.
You're being
Okay, it's my turn.
disrespectful. Stop it.
You are. All right. So mine again, I didn't go down the rabbit hole of all of his stuff. I kind of segregated around the things that I remember specifically, personally. So my number 5, though, is one of his later ones, and the other 4 are going to be earlier. But and this is one that you mentioned that you took all the CDs out and you couldn't put them back together. Um, Emancipation for me, I put that at number 5 just because I don't think I really listened to a lot of things after that. I was listening to other things. I was into things like Nirvana and Foo Fighters, and like my musical
See, look,
taste
it's
once it
falling out. I
changed.
tried to get it and it fall out. This,
Yeah, but luckily it wasn't a 3 album. You
Oh, it's
didn't
a
have
three. It's a
vinyl.
three. It's 3
No,
CDs.
no, I know, but your album would be
Oh,
like
yeah.
vinyl would fall out all over
I
the place.
mean, great packaging. I mean, this thing is fantastic. It's
Well, I liked it more for the reason that at that time in my life, I was joining some community efforts and I was, learning more about social consciousness. And I also thought that, his 92 changing his name to a symbol, I thought you might mention that in my opening because, I've got so many last names. People have suggested that maybe I change my name to a symbol, that it would be easier to remember who I am. But Emancipation, it just felt like he was really shouting at the world and industry, and there was a lot more social consciousness on this album. But there's still like I Can't Make You Love Me. That's one of my favorite songs. um Somebody, so I put that at number 5 just because there was a lapse in time that I was listening to him, and then I really didn't listen to him after Shame on Me. But
well,
that's why
well,
that's my number
well.
5.
Hang on. So, since you didn't
Yeah,
mention any of the other great songs on here, name wise,
okay, go
"Sex in
ahead.
the Summer," "Let's Have
Oh
a
yeah.
Baby," "Slave," "The Human Body," "Face Down," "The Love We Make."
He has a
Oh,
lot of themes going on.
yes,
Yeah.
lots of "Damned If You Do." All right, Mr. Happy. Happy
Well,
Ho! No, okay, that's
I
Mr.
think there's
Hanky.
another thing going on in his life at that point that we don't want to talk about. So that's my number 5. My number 4, which is kind of goes along with the name, is Dirty Mind from 80.
Okay.
Um, you know, the lyrics were shocking. I have to say that if I had been a teen still living in my parents' house instead of, getting ready to get married, Dad would have said, "There's no Prince for you."
Yeah.
Um, the title track, great. Uptown had the funk sound and had I love that. Um, when you were when you were me, yeah, that's a real
Yeah.
jammy one. Uh, he had some jazz going on in that. Got a broken heart, but I have to be honest, I listened to that album after I listened to a couple more that were on my list. So I wasn't introduced to Prince on that album.
I
No
don't think
way.
a lot of people were, to be honest with you. I think it's a
No.
go back. Yep.
It was a go back. It's the rabbit hole that you teach me to do, Mark. Kudos to you. So now my number 3. And my number 3 was hard. I've gone back and forth between where I'm going to put this and number 2, back and forth, back and forth. So I'm going to go with number 3 is going to be my Sign of the Time. 87 was important to me because of how much I love my number 1. And I still felt that it had that jam to it, but it was a little bit more storytelling and it was a little bit more socially conscious. That's conscious that I feel that that's maybe what pushed him into, the whole let's get into the deal with the record label and do
Mhm.
and I got to make a way for other artists that are up and coming. Whatever his reasons were, we can't ask him, but that's what I get from Sign of the Time. You Got the Look. That it,
Mm.
that has a Purple Rain feel to it. So maybe that's why I liked it. If I Was Your Girlfriend, I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man. He had some conflict going on. I think there's some songs on that album too, talking about having a baby. I don't know if that's when he had a baby that he lost. And I
Yeah.
don't know what year that was.
Could have been. Could have been.
I don't know. He was with, yeah, I'm not sure. So that's my number 3, right? Okay, now my number 2, my number 1. I think that everybody's gonna kind of toss these up. But my number 2 is 1999. That was, I guess, from 1982. This is what put Prince into the spotlight for me.
Yeah.
The MTV, the percussion. I mean, my God, the songs, the title song, Little Red Corvette, Delirious. The first 3 songs are like going, this guy has got it going. And, you know, it had that feel where we were introduced to Madonna and stuff like that, but it was a different take on it. It wasn't as cheesy, but it was still that fun, happy stuff.
Yeah.
And Automatic is on there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's moving towards more to my number 1 album, which is Purple Rain. And do I really even have to go with Purple Rain for you? Oh my God, the movie, the tour, MTV. I put this album on again tonight to get ready for this, and there's not a word on that album. I don't know the phrasing. It is embedded into my psyche.
Even the deluxe
And
edition?
on Amazon Music, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw him in concert and I got to see Sheila E. And, you know, even when you get the one song, Computer Blue, which is my least favorite one, but it's Wendy. Yes, Lisa. You can name that song in 3 words. So, and it's just Doves Cry, I Would Die for You, baby. It's just an amazing album for me, and it was at the right time for where I was just exploring the things that I like compared to other people influencing me. And I think all the things that came along with me opened me up to go, this man is so talented. And he doesn't have a cast of characters like Deep Purple does.
Nope. Nope.
Sure.
It's
No.
Prince. So that's where I mic drop.
All right. Steve, where are you on Prince and your 5?
I'm a huge fan.
Nice.
So you get right in my wheelhouse of my my youth. I'd love to start with a number 6, which would be his performance at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction when he was with Tom Petty and
Oh, wow.
Jeff Lynne, and they played "When My Guitar Gently Weeps." And
That's an upcoming show. It's an upcoming show. Best Beatle covers.
Oh, that's there for me.
Yeah.
Write that right in right now. Yeah, that's for another time, I suppose. So number 5 for me is Parade.
Okay.
Oh.
From 1986. Number 4 for me is Sign of the Times. You mentioned all about it. You Got the Look is a classic. I'm trying to remember who the female voice is in it, and something is leading me to say Sheena Easton, and I might be wrong, but
Really?
it may or may not be. I'll have to go to the.
Okay, so Sheila E. could sing, but
Right.
I want to say Easton came out and was part of that whole diatribe. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think I remember the short hair and the whole.
Yeah.
This
Because
sounds so familiar.
Eventually, she winds up on Miami Vice as the Don Johnson's love interest in
Correct.
Marriage.
Really?
Yes.
I may have read that somewhere, but again, if my source is the internet, it's probably 50% right. So
It's okay. I do it wrong every day.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure though she was. I think I remember her walking on stage and be.
Yeah, Sign of the Times for me is number 4.
Okay.
Number 3 for me is Controversy.
Really?
You know, great title track from '81. Do Me Baby, Let's Work. You know, kind of just the start of that bad boy Prince. You know,
Mhm.
it just, you know, that music. Deb, to your point, I don't know if it would have made it past the front entrance of my parents' house. I'm going to flip the switch a little bit here. My number 2, though both albums are, and you know where I'm headed, both albums are fantastic, but I'm going to go number 2, Purple Rain. Again, fantastic. As you guys have probably figured, I'm a big Warren Haynes guy, and he does his Government Mule's beautifully broken. When they play it live, he starts out the opening lyrics of When Doves Cry.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
really,
you know, yeah, somebody that pays homage to Prince that way, you know, it tells you all you need to know. And you know, and Sue, you're a big Foo Fighters fan. Check out their Darling Nikki cover.
Okay.
Really?
It's fantastic. Yeah, and
wow.
you know, just you know, I mean, it's a Mount Rushmore song or album of my youth, Purple Rain.
Okay, cool.
Which is ridiculous that I'm picking it number 2. So number 1 for me is 1999. You know, just again, great music. I'm a DMSR guy. I like Dance Music, Sex, Romance was you know, that was a big
great song.
Big locker room song when went back in my day playing basketball.
I wasn't allowed in that locker room.
Yeah. Well, all of Prince's music was, you know.
Oh, of course,
you couldn't escape it. So, yeah, 1999 for me will be 1. So, just switching it up a little bit.
All right, so yeah, Prince.
Oh, here we go.
I love all his crazy stuff. I have every album except News. I had to get some of the stuff later because it wasn't available, and I've searched, and you know, some of these things didn't drop as full-on albums, so there's big searches there, and of course burning had to happen because some of them are only in digital release anyway. So a lot of good stuff putting together. I realized that if I'm going to do this, the album, right, it's got to be the album, and it's all of it. And when you do something of this nature, this is a lot to digest. And that's why it kind of fell. But if I had a top 10, this could possibly be there. Yeah, I would sort of agree with that. Looking back, you know, Musicology, which is a later album in 2004. You know, this is after people would have said, "Where's he been? What's he been doing?" But everybody else who was part of the fan club and the fan base completely smitten. And then that album comes out and it's great. So I'll start my number 5. So my number 5 is actually the all instrumental record, Expectation, from 2003. It is a jazz.
2003.
2003. It is a jazz, bluesy, weird connection. There are times where it's just he's got more horn than guitar, but he's on keys, or he's on this, or he's just the way he produces and put things together, which will lead you to where I'll wind up when it comes to the end of this.
Okay.
All right. Number 4, Sign of the Times. That's one of those musical shows you can watch. There's just the background drop, and they're in the city, and there's all kind of, you know, it's a story being told. It's fractional. It's fractional, but it's decent. And there, of course, you know, it's what are we saying? Like, it's 87 sexy, if you will.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah. So
because you were bringing sexy back then when you were 15.
I was. Wow. Yeah, just me, myself, and I. Number 3. Okay, so this is where it gets a little dicey. So my number 3 is 1999. So yeah, Little Red Corvette and oh my gosh, the one with the D. Why can't I? Delirious. Yeah, I think that's my favorite on the track. That's just like
it's so good.
Spaced out. Let's have a ball. It could be played in the arcade. It could be played at a wedding. It could be played, you know, in a church. No, probably.
Well, the church we went to.
Yeah, the Jehovah Church. Anyway, number 2. My number 2 is Purple Rain. Yes, Doves Cry. You know, the movie did nothing for me. Thank God that the music drives this whole thing. I get the kind of the love story in this bad boy, but he's a bad boy with a puffy shirt.
I know, but that's what made it so Interestingly weird.
No bad boys in puffy shirts. Doesn't work. Unless you're a
I'm
pirate.
buying you one
Then
for
you're
your
a bad
birthday in
boy.
October.
Was that around when Seinfeld came out with the puffy shirt?
Yeah, no, that's probably where
No.
they got it from.
No, they're not even in the
They
same
he invented the
decades.
puppy.
No, I couldn't. That didn't speak to me, I guess. I don't ride. I can't ride a motorcycle either. But
But he was a prince, so a puffy shirt.
He
my
was a
number one
prince.
is the batshit crazy one. It's Batman. I love that
my
album.
God,
It's one of my
really?
favorite soundtracks of all time.
What
Think
year?
of this. He's getting this
1989.
from Burton. And Burton says, I want you to do a
Ah.
soundtrack to this. Well, he's probably thinking that he's going to do some, riffing and stuff. He didn't think he was going to sing every song and make it about Vicky Vale and
Really?
and then incorporating the actual dialogue from the motion picture into it.
Well, he's a genius.
I will tell you that in the comfort of my own basement, if Electric Chair comes on, I lose my shit. Electric Chair is just fantastic. I'll wreck
I'll bring the Doritos and watch that. I'll be there.
So that's my number one. Right.
Okay.
So Jeff Crichton,
this is interesting.
Him and I will do the Prince catalog review show. And anybody can join if they want. I just, that's a long.
No, I'll just be. I would join,
Jeff
but I just be listening.
did work with Prince with Warner Brothers Records, so he wanted to be on today, but he's now a grandfather. Congratulations to him. Yay! Right. So his number one, or no, number five. Sorry, I should do it the right way. Number five.
Yep.
He actually had the Black Album as his number five. His number four was 1999. His number three was Diamonds and Pearls. His number two was Sign of the Times, and his number one was Purple Rain. Ray had Sign of the Time. Number five was Parade. Sign of the Times was number four. Number three was Musicology. Number two was 1999, and his number one was Purple Rain. In the Deep Purple side, Jeff Crichton's number five was Deep Purple and Rock. His number four was Fireball. His number three was Who Do We Think We Are? His number two was Machine Head. His number one is actually the album he likes the most of the band. And he has since, he was never a big fan to begin with, but he said that first album, Shades of Deep Purple in 1968, was really, really good for him. That fits his wheelhouse the best.
Because he likes lavender.
Yeah. There you go. Ray said, hey, that album, Shades of Deep Purple, that's not my number five. And number four was Who Do We Think We Are? His number three was The Book of the Talisman.
Really?
Yeah. And
now we know what the meaning is.
Now that I know, that kind of fits. Number two was Deep Purple and Rock, and his number one was Turning to Crime.
What?
No, it wasn't. It was Machine Head. All right.
Because I read his email, you liar.
Well, again, I'll start this over. So, on the Deep Purple side of the bracket, we'll start with the number 2 and 3 seeds. But anyway, the number one album choice was Machine Head. That will go up against the number 4 spot, which is Who Do We Think We Are? Deep Purple in Rock will go up against Perfect Strangers. I don't know how I missed that, but they'll go up against Perfect Strangers.
Okay.
And then on the Prince side, it's Purple Rain at number 1, facing off against number 4, Batman. And then number 2, 1999 versus Sign of the Times in third. Okay.
We're ready.
Start on the Deep Purple side. And as we always do, we start off with the 2 and 3. We don't go to the number 1 battle yet. So 2 versus 3, that's Deep Purple in Rock versus Perfect Strangers. Sue.
I know it's going to win, but I got to go with Perfect Strangers.
Dab.
I got to go with In Rock. Sorry.
So we're tied at 1.
Tied.
Steve.
This is tough.
Yeah.
It is.
I'll take Perfect Strangers as well.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Did not see that.
I hate losing, Steve, but I'm a graceful loser.
I don't think you're gonna lose.
I don't either.
You don't know. Because we have these other people coming in.
Yeah, so I am, based on my choices, I am also to go to Deep Purple and Rock. So we're tied at this point. And now we go to the other two that came in, and they scored. Ray scored it with a 2, and Crichton scored it with a 5.
Oh,
And then,
this could be a mix-up.
right? And then you
Mash
go
up.
to Perfect Strangers, which neither of them selected. So
Right.
guess what?
Guess what?
Yes.
Oh,
So
sorry.
Deep Purple in Rock moves on.
Okay.
Let me fix
Crushed.
that. Okay.
Don't
now
feel
we go
bad about
to
yourself,
Machine
Sue. I still
Head.
love you.
Go to Machine
Or
Head
loser.
versus Who Do We Think We Are?
Yeah.
We'll go in reverse. Deb.
Oh,
Oh no, Steve. Sorry,
Steve is revert.
Steve is reverse.
I'm the middle.
That's a Machine Head all the way.
Yes. Deb.
Machine Head all the way.
Sue.
Machine.
My vote will not count.
Aw.
Oh, I'm crushed.
Which
All
it
right.
never does.
All right. As we
All right.
carry on now, we move to Machine Head.
Mhm.
Will now face Deep
Whoever wins this
Purple in Rock.
Okay.
I suppose I should.
It's so easy.
Hmm. Hmm.
And we'll start
You look like
with me
Gross.
because we're in revert. No. Sue, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to go with Machine Head.
Deb.
ditto, 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 and triple ditto.
Steve.
I also have to say Machine Head.
Mark, he's gonna just try to be controversial.
Mhm.
Matter.
Well, no, but you get to still put your voice out there.
Oh, I would
Which
have
is-
been. I would have been Machine Head.
Okay.
And if it was close, they lost because of that album cover and the name of the album.
I like Machine Head. That was fitting for the time. I'm just
Machine Head rises to the top. Now we'll head over to the other purple, the Prince, the symbol. And we'll start off with number 2 versus number 3 with 1999 versus Sign of the Times.
Oh,
Let's start
this is
with
going to be where it gets
Steve.
crazy. Yep.
I'll take 1999.
Okay.
I can't even believe it.
Uh-oh.
Deb.
Oh, I'm Purple Rain.
No. It's 99.
Oh, I have to go the
versus
other way.
Sign of the Times.
Oh, I'm so dumb.
Breaking
Yeah,
the
I went
rules.
I went 1999.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm jumping ahead to my.
Yes. Sue.
1999.
For how long, and I don't know what the F is going at. Okay.
My vote doesn't count once again. Excellent. All right. So 1999 is victorious and has moved past Sign of the Times. And now this is like David versus Goliath, and David looks down at the ground and sees no stones, and he didn't bring a slingshot. So, Sue, Purple Rain or Batman?
Well, honestly, I liked Batman as much as you did.
Go for
But
it.
I mean,
She doesn't want to be on the couch with me.
No.
I'll still be your friend, and you but you have to live with this man.
This is really hard, though. Because they were so different and different vibes and different times and
Right.
and
There's two
really good for
soundtracks.
different reasons. But I think, just
Would there? Let me ask you this: would there be a Batman without a Purple Rain? This is an album war.
Oh wow! Look at you.
Wait, I can't even process what you just said.
There wouldn't be a Batman album if there wasn't a Purple Rain.
True.
Although Batman did come before Purple Rain in the overall scheme of life.
Oh, stop! The superhero. I'm not trying to influence you, Sue. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no,
Just throwing something out there to make the show interesting.
I'm gonna
or elongated.
Then I'm gonna get cut out anyway.
I am gonna go with Purple Rain just because
All
it
right.
is. I mean,
Duh.
Purple Rain. Who everybody in every country in every corner around the world has probably heard.
Except your
Purple Rain.
husband. That's why he's gonna be great. He just fucks the
Number
system.
Deb, I wonder what one you're taking.
Oh, I don't know. What was the one I never heard of? No, it's Purple Rain.
Steve.
Agreed. Purple Rain.
Purple Rain it is. All right.
Steve's like, who are these people? Well, we live down the road from each other. We've been doing this in each other's living room, but lucky I don't have to get
All
in my
right. So
car.
now 1999 becomes the underdog versus
Yeah.
Purple Rain. Let's see if it's got any stones.
Oh, that's hard.
Steve.
1999.
All
This is where it
right,
gets
he found a
interesting.
pebble.
This is where it gets
Look
interesting.
in the pond. Deb.
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. Sue.
Purple Rain.
She wants to come to my house for dinner.
All right.
It's tough though. That's really hard.
It is tough. It is.
They're unequal pegging.
I am too. I wouldn't have liked Purple Rain if I didn't know
But
1999.
I could technically throw a monkey wrench in this whole thing, but
No,
I still have to go. As much as I love
okay.
1999, several of the songs, honestly, Purple Rain has the much more grip of I like mine darker to some degree.
Of course you do.
And 1999, that little red Corvette, it's catchy, but it's annoying too. All right, because I never had a little red
surfish.
Corvette, and I'm
It's
never
a
gonna
little
have a little red Corvette.
You're making me feel bad about myself, that album is.
Okay.
So
And
now,
who knows what would have happened if other people would have joined?
well, especially people that don't know anything, like Alex. He would have just been the host.
It's like, I like Welcome to America. Okay. So we've got Machine Head versus Purple Rain, which is when I put this together, I figured it might be that way. So
For the
this
first
one,
time?
the second time.
Oh, really? Okay.
All right. So
my
away we go, and we went forward to start. We got to go backwards. So Steve, Machine Head or Purple Rain?
Wow. Yeah, when you looked at this at the beginning, it's like Buffalo versus Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. True.
Oh,
And you're not saying which is which.
Right. I'm not.
I know, but I get it.
But when you look at both of these bands' library of music, those are the two that you would figure would go to the Super Bowl of this.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Wow. I'm gonna go with Purple Rain. I just think at the end of the day, well, Deep Purple's album is a rock and roll classic. I just think the significance of the album Purple Rain from both a soundtrack standpoint, what it did, it's just so good end to end. Even though I picked it second.
Yeah.
But again, it wasn't an overwhelming second. Yeah, I gotta go with Purple Rain. It's a fantastic album by a fantastic musician.
All right, final answer, and it's locked in.
Locked in.
Oh yeah, you can't change it now.
We'll find out whether you're right or not.
Yeah, we'll see. Story of my life.
Deb.
Oh well. All right. I kind of wrote some notes because this was hard, like I told you, and I don't think it's fair really because I see the division in what they are, but I also saw the division in some of our panelists that didn't want to join, and I think that's why this was a very important experiment because I think that I revisited some things that I had forgotten about and what they mean to music. And I think that Deep Purple means a lot to music, but in a much more condensed way. To me, anyway, because I think that other things were being established when they were coming out from other bands. I think Prince did something a little bit different. And me as, I always say I'm a musician. Oh my God, I played the piano, chopsticks or whatever, and the clarinet, but I was in jazz band and I did some orchestra and stuff. And when I found out that this man played 64 instruments and he wrote these songs that were influential for other people's careers, like Sinead O'Connor that we talked about, and just how I think the legacy of that, I think that Deep Purple will have a legacy, but I don't think anybody's going to say it's Deep Purple.
But I got to
It's,
remind you, it's an album war.
I know it is. But Purple Rain was way better than Machine Head.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm
To
just
me,
waiting
it
for
was.
you to say it.
No, you're exactly right. And I'm sorry. I got lost in the thing that I said people should not get lost in. Yes, it's an album war. Purple Rain, I think, did something to get these bands in the future excited about being in the genre. In the 80s, going into the 90s, where Deep Purple seemed a little bit like an enigma. Like, what are they? Who are they? Who's the band member? Like, there's not anybody that would say, who is in that band, Led Zeppelin? Like I said before, they stopped it. Deep Purple still does great things, but why didn't they make a new band name and have? I don't want to listen to 27 Deep Purple albums, and I don't want to listen to 27 Prince albums. So that's why I'm saying Purple Rain over Machine Head. And it was hard, but I did it.
We can hear your guilt, Deb.
And Mark's gonna be like, she's making this production so hard because I gotta edit all this out. But that's what I feel passionate
These shows
about.
are very difficult to edit.
I know. Sorry.
All right, Sue, but that's just the format.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, similarly to what Deb was saying, I really, it's funny when we started all this out, I thought Deep Purple going down. But then, yes, like actually that Machine Head is an incredible album. It was. And but again, Prince's Purple Rain has more staying power, I guess. And it was, he always seemed to be, he was on, well, I can't think of it now. He knew what people liked. He was trending, I guess. And at the same time, he was always looking forward and putting something new out there. Whereas classic rock is classic rock and is awesome. But I guess when you look at it from a creative standpoint, I have to go Purple Rain.
My vote is for Machine Head. Machine Head is that it's no one's going out for the Prince Purple Rain album to go to learn how to play an instrument. Machine Head with that track,
that's
with that
right, you
catch,
said.
with that hook, with that drive, and where it was at the time. Now,
True.
in that time, look what's around it too, right? I it's by smidgens, right? But Purple Rain is going to win this battle, right? Because this is who's on the panel. So just to go back and look at Ray,
You losers.
Ray would have had Purple Rain as his number one, and Machine Head as number one. So Crichton would have picked Purple Rain for sure, and it wouldn't have mattered.
Yes.
So even if Ray was going to say Deep Purple and I was going to say Deep Purple, it'd still be a loss. So Purple Rain will move on. So they'll join now. Join us.
Now what happens?
And it's not a month later. Okay.
I know, it's like a
next week because of the push. Next week, Monday, is Album Wars again because of how close it is, and is the Battle of Australia. All right. I'll thank the panelists for doing this, the other panelists for sending theirs in. Congratulations to Grandpa Crichton, Mrs. Grandma Crichton. What were your Deep Purple albums that you would have brought? What were your Prince albums you would have bought? Wow, I bought them all.
And
No.
that too.
Yeah, would you have had the same last two? That would be a good question. So obviously, leave a comment or two, please. You don't have to be deep. Give us
Uh-huh.
a comment. Piffy's
Or
cool
purple.
too. If you have not subscribed to the channel, well, we're still here. 835 videos later.
That's crazy.
I know. We're on the web at beyondyourradio.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, of course. Oh, let's see. We got articles, we got videos, that podcast. Jeez, fat chance. Just watch the videos, right?
Yeah.
It's all about albums, bands, artists, anything we get our hands on. If it's purple, orange, green, we don't care. Go Beyond Your Radio with us, a real music appreciation channel. Again, next time we're here, next week, it'll be Album Wars again due to the short turnaround, and we'll go to the Battle of Australia. All right? It'll be great, I promise. Thanks for watching, and happy listening.
Bye-bye.